Emosi
Kesal
anjing.
banget. Mulutnya anjing. Ih, apakah lu kayak tai
Sedap dong,
gitu.
Itu butuh sedotan itu dong.
Tuh, gitu ya. Kayak ngisap pasca gitu.
Di B3 sama B4.
Sedikit. Kayaknya. Kirain yang udah full farming gak bakal farming GT ya. Masih farming beliau.
Suka-suka dia anjing.
Emang nggak boleh gue.
Gak boleh.
Iya, si Pelik aja cara Odin buat farming gue.
Ya iya ya anjing. Tapi kan bukan caranya dia.
Itu bukan itu joki juga sih gue.
Ke joki juga ya.
Gue tungguin anjing.
Kira-kira keluarnya
langsung.
berapa piece ya?
3.
Gak tahu nih. Langsung klik ya, Met. Ceprot ya gitu, Met.
Bisa tuh.
Itu skin senjatanya nambah apa sih skin senjatanya?
Nah, ini mumpung di sini mending farming, Cuk, sekalian, Cuk.
Mari nunggu, Cuk.
Iya, mending farming.
Dan gue gak apa-apa.
ASK-nya belum keluar kan?
Kasih ke
Belum.
gua, Gung.
Berarti masih aman kalau ditabrak. Harusnya.
Si Uji kemana Uji?
Gak tau ngirim kerjaan kali tadi.
Kawan gue lagi ngomong tuh. Gue bantuin, Rick. Aman, Rick.
Anjing gue bantuin ngepick anjing. Akal-akalan.
Daripada ini nih, kayak ini nih. Depan yang anggurin ya kan, mending gue pick.
Anjing cepet banget. Udah di sebelah gua aja anjing.
Ngomong motor yang diambilin sepeda anjing capek banget.
Enakan aja ini Don.
Kalau gue mas jalan game denger katanya gue ambil aja.
Bos kan Cuk.
Setengah jam lagi kan baru
Apa?
bisa.
Benar.
Kalau booster apa? Jadi jubah ya?
Iya.
Jadi cap.
Murah aja. Kalau weapon bedanya apa?
Warnanya.
Oh, tapi harus yang super ya.
Kagak yang biasa bisa ada.
Tulisannya super ultimatum.
Kagak ada Rick itu.
Ultimatum Torik di atas.
Oh iya.
Kawan lagi baca.
Kemarin gue.
Apa lu Gung? Mau marah lu?
Yang nyalainnya lewat.
Oke bentar Ger.
Maksudnya gue mau pakai sekarang.
Ini aman mau minum katanya haus.
Bentar
Dia
bentar.
mau ini. Mana tuh yang kecil ini?
Itu kipas aja tuh, lampu.
Ini.
Iya. Kan nggak dipakai lampu.
Enggak bisa
Apa?
Watch your
Ayo.
ETA, watch your ETA.
Ayo, bawah. Mana gua nggak pakai itu soalnya. Tanda danger.
Di bawah cuk, rame
Eh.
cuk.
Rame cok itu. Oh segini. Wah nggak bisa ternyata anjing. Iya. Martel nih tanda gua. Nice. Bener. Keluar semua anjing. Hah? Kok bisa? Ini sikat tanda gua. Anjing. Oh, ini tanda party gua BU nih. Gua kasih.
Ya, patah-patah lagi gua.
Si Doni ini cok AFK. Bantuin gua cok. Speed dong.
Lu cuk, gua RB cuk.
Ini bocah Edan. Satu lagi. Aduh sakit gua anjing di bredel gua. Nih.
Elah. Jelek banget.
Ini boleh nih. Deket-deket aja, deket-deket.
Anjing. Lu mati gua.
Cincuk. Nih, tanda party gua dong. Dikit lagi.
Ini nih.
Nih.
Kamu pakai yang saja garik dia pakai gua percuma ya pakai yang gua.
Wah,
Biar
gila
cepet
sih.
tuh ngerjain.
Itu udah jar.
Ya MT anjing.
Ini skat nih, tanda gua. Sip. Ini BG.
Mau MT cok.
Apa. Nih, tanda gua nih. Tanda gua dulu. Ya, sip, mati. Nih. Tanda gua cepet sekarang anjing. Ini dulu nih.
Emang boleh seperti itu.
Main di warnet.
Warnet.
Oyo masuk oyo.
Sama teman gua. Nih. Ini ganggu. Sikat aja sih. Ini deket. Ini dulu deh, ini deket nih. Nice. Sabar. Yang deket dulu nih. Gue ikat. Sabar. Bentar. Ini. Sikat lagi nih, oyo. Nah, sip mati. Lela.
Laila canggung. Oh my god. As.
Ya,
Anjing.
Kontol.
Lagi seru-seru anjing. Ya. Gung jangan ditabrak-tabrak itulah Gung.
nggak jelas lu goblok dia disalahin.
Lagi seru gua Gung. Berapa lama jar lu ya?
5
jam.
Itu aja nggak ada suaranya Jar.
Good to see everybody out here tonight.
Oh my god.
Like it.
Lu
Hey, have a Let's
5
see
menit
everybody be
MT-nya.
comfortable and relax.
Ya gue buka
Oh
dulu
my
dah kalau
gosh, good to
begitu
be
dah.
back in Austin, Texas.
Ayo gue cebokin.
It's
Ini
good
yang
to know that
serius itu
Plaid is
tadi.
back in. Most of the dudes
MT-nya
I
5
meet around
menit
these
ya.
parts are dressed like a dyke in New York, so I'm glad to see that.
Lalu gue ke orang dulu dah.
Ini yang biru loh.
Gue beli air dulu bentar.
Minion di sini berharga.
Man, fucking Texas, this place is
Bentar ya.
it's pretty good.
Ntar kalau udah up
Pretty damn
ini dong
good.
kabarin.
You know, I was in Santa Fe the other night, and a motherfucker threw a banana peel at me. Yeah, that didn't feel so good. Of course, it was a white person. Not to indict the whites, I'm just saying. And then not only did he throw a banana peel at me, but it was premeditated. You could tell. You could tell the peel was too brown, you know what I mean? It was like, you didn't eat that banana recently, motherfucker. You had that shit waiting on me. And the whole crowd was white, so it just got instantly creepy, and everyone looked like they were looking at 12 Years a Slave or something. They were always like, who the fuck does that? And then they arrested the guy, which was... I said, someone's gonna fuck you in the butt in the holding cell. You know that, right? Can't just be throwing banana peels at Dave Chappelle. They're not gonna let you get away with this. And the press called me up like, do you have a statement? A statement? For a fucking banana peel? No! I don't have anything to say. This guy was like fucking famous for throwing a banana peel at me. 20 years from now, he's gonna be tucking his kids in the bed and the kid gonna be like, Daddy, tell him about the day that you threw that banana peel at that nigger in Santa Fe. Boy, I'll tell you what, that black motherfucker saw his name up on the marquee about a week before. I said, man, if I could just get close enough to meet him, throw a banana on that nigger and show him how. Fucking banana gate. I didn't even want to press charges. You know, this has happened to me before. No, sir, it's not a banana. I live in Ohio, right? So this is like a few winters ago. Oh, I didn't know you would ever clap for that. Well, all right. That's the first time this shit's ever happened. Ohio! Anyway, I live amongst the whites. Small town in Ohio. And it was wintertime, and it had snowed recently, so there were huge snowdrifts on the street. I was walking with my sister. Now, my sister was dressed in all Muslim garb, as were her children. And I was dressed as Dave Chappelle. And we were walking and just talking about something, and a car sped around the corner, and the window came down, and somebody threw a snowball and hit me right in my shoulder. I didn't know what was going on. Why was this happening? Because I'm black, because she's Muslim, because I'm Dave Chappelle. I couldn't tell. But again, I knew it was premeditated. Because who the fuck has a snowball in a warm car? Way through, lady, because he went around the corner and got stopped at the red light. He was caught in the traffic. So then I ran out into the street and I just tapped on his window. Hey, my man, can I just talk to you guys for a second? Come on out for a second. I just want to talk to you. There's 4 young white dudes in the car. They're like, just chill, bro. I said, relax. I just want to talk. Now, this is an old black trick. Really, I didn't want to talk. I was going to fuck them up. So, if you're ever caught in traffic and a black guy starts saying he just want to talk to you, don't open the door, nigga. And even if he's me, smiling at you. And they were like, chill, bro, just chill. And then the one guy in the back seat, I don't know what, he was just cockier than his friends. He was like, fuck it, man. I'll get out the car. And I started yanking on his door. Let me help you, motherfucker. Let me just help you out. And I didn't notice his window was down. And he threw a snowball that shit hit me right in my chest. Pow. He said, fuck you, you fucking nigger. And then the light turned green and they sped off. And I smiled from ear to ear. I looked at my sister and she said, I got the plates. And I was happy as shit because throwing a snowball at a motherfucker is a misdemeanor assault. But if you call my name, and me and my sister start dancing, we gonna send this motherfucker to jail. Now, I didn't notice it, but while I was yelling at him, a crowd of all white people had formed because it was an all-white town. And I was like, uh-oh, I thought I was going to get jumped. And one of them white guys stepped out and was like, I didn't like that at all. This is not what this town represents. I don't want this goddamn stuff in my vicinity. And another white guy was like, yeah, I didn't like it either.
Up,
And then an old
udah
white
up.
guy stepped out of the crowd and said, young man, if you're going to fill out a
Udah,
police
Cok.
report, I would like to come
Beli
with you
announcement.
and do the same. I said, you guys would do that for me? And the whole crowd said, hooray! I said, come on, y'all. I look like Malcolm X going to see Brother Johnson with a trail of white people. Unreal. Hour later, we was all just sitting in the police station, and the police came in and like, well, Mr. Chappelle, 16 identical police reports. We ran the tags, 2 young men that had their mother's car. We have all 4 suspects in holding. Their mother is here. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do. If you want to press charges, we'll move forward. Sorry about that, officer. I'm a little flustered. I've never been in a position where I could decide the fate of white children before, but it's weighing heavy on me, sir. And I really can't decide. And I saw a lady pacing back and forth in the hallway, and I said, is that? He goes, yes, that's their mother. Well, can I speak to her before I make a decision? And when the mom came in, she saw it was me. She busted out crying. Oh, God, I don't know. I don't want him to go to jail. I am so sorry. I didn't raise him to do this. We love your comedy. We love you at the house. I said, miss, please, just, all right, look, I don't necessarily want your son to go to jail either. But what he did was pretty fucked up. So, is there something we can do short of jail just to let him know that he's wrong? I don't know. What did you have in mind? Miss, I've never been in this position before. Oh, you know what we could do? I don't know if I'm asking too much, but maybe if you could just suck my dick a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not going to finish. I just want you to do it enough so that I can tell him you did it. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that to anybody's mother. Maybe my kid's mom, but that's it. Ebola was in Texas. Ebola made a visit. Killed that man in Dallas. 5 days that man melted to death. What happened to the brother in Dallas? Where was the secret serum is what we all said. I remember in the beginning of Ebola, there were 2 American doctors that got sick in Africa. They flew them in a private jet straight to Atlanta to the CDC. I didn't even know CDC saw patients.
Ini gue sama Mas Morris.
There it was said they administered what the New York Times called a secret serum. I don't know what's in it. It's just like Colonel Sanders' recipe.
Ada RF.
But both of these motherfuckers survived. These doctors, thank God, are healthy. They are out there somewhere tonight at Whole Foods, touching vegetables, walking around. Everything's okay. Hey, Frank, how are you? Oh, you didn't hear? I had Ebola last week, but I'm doing all right now. I was bleeding out of my eyes and anus, so I got concerned, but I'm okay. What happened to the brother in Dallas?
Udah belum? Udah ya?
They just rubbed some Vicks on that nigga. I knew he wasn't gonna make it. I already knew. Sad. I saw in the New York Times, they said Ebola is the new AIDS. Whew. Isn't that something? Here I am thinking that old AIDS was working just fine. And they already have a new AIDS out. Isn't that amazing how they do that? Isn't it weird how there's a disease that just starts in 1980 and it doesn't kill anybody but niggas, fags, and junkies? Isn't that a fucking amazing coincidence that this disease hates everybody that old white people hate? I think either God is white or the government hid that shit in disco balls. Only fun people get AIDS. Last month on the front of the New York Times, the measles was a headline. I had to check the date of the paper. I was like, measles, what is this, 1850?
Orang pada
What
mau
the
beli
fuck is
skin ya
this?
kan gue sama jebret.
Why is measles in the news? Turns out they were trying to decide if mandatory vaccinations for children is the way we all want to go. Any thoughts? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. I don't know about this one. First of all, black people generally don't trust doctors. You know, after the Tuskegee experiments and all that shit. More importantly, don't forget Michael Jackson was killed by a doctor. Granted, he was doing drugs, but if I was a heroin addict and I had a licensed physician injecting heroin in me, I should survive that. I'd just be looking like, oh, I'm good, right? I'm good? It's not too much, is it? Dr. Butterfingers killed Michael Jackson. After that, I was like, fuck going to the doctor. The fuck am I getting my kids vaccinated for an old-ass disease like measles? This is ridiculous. You might as well give them a diarrhea shot if you're so worried. Diarrhea has a bigger body count than the measles do. You know, diarrhea is funny today, but 100 years ago, if your ass had diarrhea, you were a goner. There was like a 0 chance of survival. You get that first squirt, uh-oh. Better start getting my affairs in order. But I don't have much time. This diarrhea is very serious. You just watch your buddy slowly die in a pool of his own shit.
Jadi batu aja mas keluar loh.
I give up diarrhea.
Emang bisa jadi batu sendiri?
Nowadays, your buddy just like, oh, we got diarrhea. Stop a banana, nigga, drink some water. Let's get to the club. Still make last call. Tough time for the blacks.
Ya ada yang hidup terus. Basah.
These are not good times for the blacks. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, right?
Terus gue keringin dulu.
Police.
Sebelum kering gue keringin dulu ya.
Ini dewanya keganti
set of
lagi.
circumstances because we were doing very well.
Capek.
You know, America has a racial hot seat. I think we can all agree that that's the truth. And we can also agree that that hot seat is traditionally occupied by African Americans in general, African American men in particular. Although I can see that in recent years, that seat has been occupied by Mexicans, and I dare say Arabs. And we, the black Americans, would like to thank you both for your sacrifice and your struggle. We needed a break. We needed a goddamn break. We all go through something, but at least I can leave my backpack someplace.
Kayaknya kalau misalkan buka tokonya harus nge-refresh dulu apa nggak
If
udah
you
sih?
Arab and forget your backpack, you got about 20
Tahu ya
minutes
di refresh
before they send that robot to blow your shit up.
pas reset langsung klik toko kayaknya.
Now ISIS is number 1 on the terrorist charts.
Hah?
And
Oh, yeah.
ISIS is fucking scary.
Hah?
Because if ISIS catches you,
Dua
they're
ratus.
going to cut your head off.
Oh,
That's what they do.
Tempatnya.
I've seen them do it on YouTube.
Iya, pas
It was
welcome
fucking
tadi
awful. He went
kemurahan
right
pas
in there and
welcome.
Obama, I
Iya lah.
am back.
Cuma
Pakai GP
90 itu.
enggak?
I saw that shit. I said,
Pakai
oh
GP
my
tadi.
God.
Pakai GP.
Tadi pakai
GP.
Bakal murahan.
Anjing banyak yang borong batunya.
Iya.
How's this guy cutting people's heads off on YouTube?
Oh, bahan yang
I
lain
didn't post a
pakai
dick
GP
pic, and this
sekarang ya,
motherfucker is
koin-koinnya.
decapitating people.
Jika mau kayak cukup bayar mahal aja.
I'm gonna have to change my settings.
Saya kalau pakai GP
You know,
masih
everyone
bisa
has it hard,
di
but I
farmingin
think
gitu tuh.
harder than black people and harder than Arabs.
Mahal
and
gak
harder
ini
than
GP
Mexicans. You know
minggu
who's the
dari
worst?
sekarang gitu.
Fat black people.
Nah farming gitu tuh. Masuk.
Iya.
It's
Iya.
hard for white people to understand,
Gua
but what I'm saying
skinnya
is
udah
very
agak, kastinnya tinggal
Fat
itu
black people have a really rough
material.
road. All manner of things kill white people, but you know what kills more black people than anything, more than police and terrorism? Salt,
sekali
nigga,
getop
regular.
lagi nih, aduh,
Here, white people are
ada.
getting Ebola cures and shit, and meanwhile, I'm dying from fucking the flavoring. Look, honestly, I'll stop talking about it. Let me say this, though. Let me just say this. Can we all just say that we seen it coming? Were you surprised? It's like when that guy threw that banana at me. Do you think I was surprised? Hell no. I've been in show business 30 years. I was expecting this banana.
Oh, dari Mas Brian kasih tahu
I
guys.
knew one of these nights, it's like somebody gonna throw a banana at me one of these nights, niggas.
4 menit lagi.
Because that's how it starts, with the name calling. Like that Paula Deen. Remember Paula Deen got fired from the Food Network? If you know anything about show business, it is really hard to get fired from the fucking Food Network. And they drop that bitch like a hot potato. All because she called somebody an N-word 30 years before she had a show. I don't know who she said it to, but whoever it was just looking at her like, I'm gonna get you for this bitch. That shit came back 30 years later like a Bill Cosby rape and sunk a battleship. And every black person was mad, but we weren't like that mad. I was just like, well, how's this bitch gonna call me a nigga when she told me how to fry chicken? That's not fair.
Langsung. Dia udah pengumuman mati kali nggak salah teh nggak?
Iyalah.
I think Donald Sterling shit was more serious.
Jatuh masuk.
Remember Donald Sterling? He used to own the Clippers, and that he got caught on a secretly recorded tape saying some very unsavory things about African Americans. And there's a lesson in that for all of us.
Anjir.
The lesson is,
Aduh,
if you are
aduh
old
kena gue.
and white and racist
Aduh, gua kena.
in this great country, whatever you do, don't tell your black girlfriend about that shit, because that's who made the tape. She recorded all that shit, and the tape was terrible. He was like, stop bringing these black guys to my games. First, we're all confused, like, well, how the fuck you gonna have a game without us?
Buset satu tema band.
But it turned out that the black guy he was speaking of was none other than Magic Johnson, the billionaire. Unbelievable. Never even mentioned the fact that he had AIDS, which is,
Nyangkut
this guy must be really racist if AIDS is the footnote.
dulu berarti. Akan keburu.
You gotta be careful, baby. He got the old Ebola.
Sebenarnya paling nggak sih kalau pertama ini sih buat ngeliat dulu lihat stoknya berapa kali ini yang
You can say what you want about that girl, but I'm gonna tell you right now, she is a goddamned hero. Because you might have thought these things were happening before, but now you can see it all in front of you without a shadow of a doubt. That shit actually went down. She sucked that old guy's dick. She really took one for the team on that one. It's really gross. This dick is like 80 years old. It's like tasting history. Like 5 wars on it, civil rights movement, Great Depression. This guy's been fucking from 40 years before Bill Cosby's first rape. This is a very old man. A very old penis. But all that shit is still, it's just name calling. Like, name calling does not break the modern black man. That's not going to do the trick. I don't give a fuck about that. Like, if I went to Kentucky Fried Chicken, Ku Klux Klan, hood on top of their head, what do you think I'm going to do in this day and age? Run out Kentucky Fried Chicken? Not if I'm hungry. I'll go straight to the front. Hey, man, let me get a 2-piece. I don't give a fuck what he says. You want a biscuit with that, nigger? I thought it came with a biscuit. What's all this attitude? I want a 2-piece. Chop, chop. You know what it is. But I'm not going to be mad. Why would I be mad? He's the one that's got to work at Kentucky Fried Chicken, not me.
Ada apa cak? Ada yang di atas nggak?
belum. Siapa di atas itu? Agung ya? Fajar.
Well, how about this? What if I lived in Austin and I had a white girlfriend? It's possible in Austin. As a matter of fact, some people say it's necessary.
Dihalangin itu ya bemo ya?
And me and my white girlfriend at home one night, we were just doing what lovers do. Maybe she's butt naked and she's down on one knee, give me a hand job. I love a good hand job. And she's really jerking me off.
Lah udah
You know,
login.
getting her obliques nice and tight. I got a huge dick, so she's like,
Itu udah ini kan.
And I'm like, wow, this really feels wonderful.
Goblok. Dia perang.
I think I'm gonna
PVP-nya
come.
pasti pada basah, keringinnya pada bisa.
Nigger. I know that's a tough one. But what do you think I'm gonna do? Hey! That's no time for integrity, ladies and gentlemen. I'm busting that nut in her face. I'll sort through the ethics later. But I'm what they call a man of his word. If I say I'm coming, I'm coming. I don't give a fuck what happens. God forbid somebody could shoot me. If I say I'm coming, it's still like, oh.
Udah habis.
Doesn't mean I like getting shot.
Habis.
Skinnya habis.
Habis.
Berapa biji?
Berapa biji?
Mampus.
Tahu
Mampus
kalian.
mati 8
Yeah,
orang
tough
ini.
time for blacks. I'm not gonna say
Mana
nothing about the
dapat 8 orang
police.
Pace mati
I'll
kena
leave that
desgo
for Chris
mampus
Rock.
lu Pace dong goblok.
Aduh mati gua.
The other big
Mati
sports
Pace
story was
mati,
fucking
anjing.
Ray Rice's tape. Anyone see that Ray Rice tape?
Party gung.
Bukan gua,
I
PL.
can't stop watching it.
Gua
Lu kayak ya
It's
kalah-kalah
fucking
dari
awful. It's the most violent thing I've seen happen to a woman that was shot in color.
Pajar mana? Pajar mau sini Pajar.
Really fucking bad. Like if I could have froze time at that moment and gave Ray
Oh,
Rice
jadi
advice,
apa?
I don't think there's any way possible I'd be like, you should punch her in the face. It's a fucking terrible idea. At the same time, I also believe she shouldn't have rushed him.
udah diem tuh lagi ya.
What the fuck was he like? Yo, you can't beat him, miss. Don't rush a motherfucker that's trained to stiff arm people in the clutch.
Sabar ya.
He's gonna get the upper hand.
Lebih main sih.
Only reason I bring him up is because you know he's about to play football again. You didn't know that? The NFL was told by a federal judge they had to reinstate Ray Rice because he was transparent with their investigation. He told them exactly what he did, and they can't just change your writ. That's like if I'm hanging out with my buddies and I'm like, hey guys, guess what I did last night? I fucked this big fat girl I met at the club. And they're all like, oh shit, Dave, that's crazy. And then they see a tape of me doing it, and they're like,
Gue
we can't hang out with you anymore, Dave. That's not what this crew was all about.
Terus
I'd be like,
Odin
"Well, I
udah beli
told
ya?
y'all what I did."
Kumpel gue.
What's really fucked up is the tape was made before they were married. Isn't that weird? I don't know why she do that. I don't even know why he would do that. As a guy, would you want to live with a woman that you had once punched in the face with all your strength? That's some very bold color purple type shit. Sealy, come out here and shave
Pokoknya dia
me.
gini tuh.
Dia ada videonya Joti yang mau Joti.
Terus aja ini.
You out of your fucking mind?
Cuk, bantuin cuk, gua dibokong aja.
I had to ask a friend of mine just to get some perspective. This older black dude.
Si Ejet kagak bantuin gua aja.
Actually, the fairest person I've ever met. And I asked him, I just said, hey man, I said, did you see that Ray Rice
Terus
video?
temen gue jadinya main
And
apa
instantly he was
PPG?
like, David, that shit was disgusting.
Lu penasaran
Anjay
banget.
gocak.
I wonder what she said.
Biasa main ML main gocak.
Nah, dari
I don't think that
bayi
matters.
dia main.
I think the idea is you're not supposed to punch her in the face. My wife says terrible shit to me. My wife